Hello there, second hour applied English. I know you can't see my face, but I am actually here live with our second hour class. Everyone say, "Hey."
Let's go.
What we have up here on screen is the start of our Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe essay. All I've done so far is given us a title right in the center. So for those of you following along on paper right now, I would just put this right in the center, just right above where your paragraphs are going to be. We're going to call this one Sin and Salvation, just a creative title to start our essay. For those of you following along on paper, we also need a heading on this thing. What's that? Yeah, that's a good spot for a title. Heading goes in the upper left-hand corner, and it always goes student name. I'm going to use student. An example. Left-hand corner, please. That's fine. If you just want to write next to the three dot or next to the hole punch, that's fine. The course, and then the date. Left-hand corner is what MLA would ask for. MLA is the Modern Language Association. There's a couple of different ways, like methods for formatting essays. For the most part, at Milwaukee Lutheran High School, you use MLA. There are some other ones that you might see in college, if you go to college someday. MLA is also kind of goofy about dates as well. They usually want you to put the date, then the month, then the year. I'm not going to be picky about that. You can use whatever date system you like there. And usually an MLA essay wants you to use some kind of creative title right in the center. We'll move on from there into our introduction. There is one formatting thing I will need to do on my screen that you guys won't need to do on paper, and it's spacing. When it comes to grading essays, on handwritten ones, single spacing is fine. You don't have to skip lines between every single line. On computers, single spacing puts things so close together that it's hard to read and grade. So for mine, I need a double space. For you guys, just single space is fine. Does anyone know what I need to do to start my first paragraph? Indent. On handwriting, easiest trick is to take 2 fingers, pop that on your paper, and then just start wherever your fingers end. I'm going to hit tab on the computer. It makes it skip over, I think, ½ inch. So I can start my essay. And here's where the outline comes into play. The nice thing for me is that I can copy-paste from our outline. I know that you guys can't do that. So I'm going to give some time whenever we are writing in here for you guys to catch up and copy along. I will say this once because class time is really precious for us these next 2 days. This full essay that you'll be handing in to me tomorrow is it's the second largest assignment of this semester. So for those of you kind of on the bubble of passing and failing right now, I would expect for you to do well on this thing. Otherwise, you might be looking at either another school next semester or our summer school for us in June. Last day of this semester is December 22nd. So you got 3 days of finals, the 20th, 21st, 22nd.
It's at 3 weeks. Somebody said 3 weeks.
It is in 3 weeks. Yep. This month of December is going to feel like a blur. Last day of school for the entire semester should be in late, or the entire year should be in late May. So, English summer school usually takes place over the entire month of June. One thing I'm noting, as you guys are copying down your attention getter, is that we have not written our background sentences in complete sentences yet. So that's something I'm going to try to freehand right here for you. You need to explain who the witch and the book's title is, then mention the lion and the wardrobe. I'll do that as you guys are copying right here. When most people think about a witch, they picture an evil lady with a black hat and a long nose. However, a witch could be something more evil than that. I'll use that. In the novel, a magic land called Narnia with eternal winter. As the title suggests, one thing I like to do as I finish full paragraphs is read them out loud, just to see if we like them. Obviously, you guys can follow along. We'll go into body paragraph 1 in a moment. When most people think about a witch, they picture an evil lady with a black hat and a long nose. However, a witch could be something even more evil than that. In the novel, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the White Witch has cursed a magic land called Narnia with the eternal winter. As the title suggests, the lion and the wardrobe are also quite important. I probably don't need to give the title again right there. In this story, I'll get rid of the italics right there. By the way, I know italics can be really hard to do in handwriting. Generally, I would just underline the title of a novel if I was handwriting an essay. In this story, C.S. Lewis uses symbolism to show how Jesus Christ loves and saves people from sin. That is a lovely introduction. By the way, if you are following along online on this might be a good time to pause the video just to follow along on your own piece of lined paper. I will be cutting out sections of video as I roam the classroom to help my students as well. I do know that typing is a lot faster than handwriting. I think someone asked a little bit ago, why are we not typing this in class? The bigger thing there is that just between the time it takes to get logged in and logged out, as well as the process for turning these things in online, I feel like that would add another 1 or 2 days of instruction that we just don't have time for right now. We will type an essay next semester, so we can walk through that process. I'm going to scroll down just a little bit to start our body paragraph. And this is, again, something we've already outlined. I'll leave it right there. To move on to the next line in handwriting, you do not have to skip a line at all. Just going to go to the next line and hit tab again to indent. Make sure that you're using a finger or two to kind of indent. Move that over. Again, you do not need to skip an entire line in handwriting, as long as you indent. Well, indent, so I can tell where your paragraph is. And I'm going to go back to the outline so I can see where else we're going. And all I'm doing right here is I copied down entire portions of my outline and getting rid of the garbage along the way. The first body paragraph.
Oh.
Did I have more is the next question. I'll leave that up, that's fine. I may have forgotten to mention this before, those of you watching this on video. If you ever need to pause this video for the sake of copying along, you may certainly do that. I know I need to give time for my students in class. This is our first body paragraph so far. One important symbol in the story is Edmund, who represents sinful people. In chapter 4, Edmund finds his way into Narnia and meets the White Witch. She gives him enchanted Turkish delight and tells him to bring her his siblings. The candy itself is a symbol of temptation. Once the witch has Edmund's trust, she can make him do whatever she wants. The only thing I don't have there yet is our summary sentence, but I want to give you guys a chance to copy this down. All right, those of you who are watching online, we're going to continue forward a bit. We just have to finish this body paragraph, and I think I have a summary sentence to copy down. All right, and one thing I like to do is read paragraphs out loud just to see if we like them. One important symbol in the story is Edmund, who represents sinful people. In chapter 4, Edmund finds his way into Narnia and meets the White Witch. She gives him enchanted Turkish delight and tells him to bring her his siblings. The candy itself is a symbol of temptation. Once the witch has Edmund's trust, she can make him do whatever she wants. This is quite similar to the devil tempting sinful people to do whatever he wants. Edmund is a symbol of humanity's sin. I think that works. I'm going to scooch just a little bit further down. We'll get our next body paragraph started here. Let's leave it right there. Same process as before. No need to skip a line. I'm just going to go down to the next line. It automatically indented for me, which is nice. And I'm back to my outline.
Just copy the page. Do what you're going to do. That might fail.
Is this our really big paragraph? Well, not really big, but we used some quotes, which is really nice. Oh yeah, yep, you can certainly write on the back. Paste it. And I got to get rid of the garbage once again. Nah, it's fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw my summary sentence in right now. Might as well. I hope you guys are seeing something right here as well. Let me scroll up here a little bit. Notice how quickly I was able to punch in an entire body paragraph there just by copy pasting from my outline. Yeah, I will in a moment here. The reason why that was so easy is because you guys did the heavy lifting last week to feed ideas from the text. What I hope you're realizing as we draft this essay right here is that since we did the outlining ahead of time, and since we took this in small bites and did it effectively along the way, it makes writing the full essay 1,000,000 times easier, right? This essay is technically already written. It's just a matter of putting it together in paragraphs, which I know takes time. I'm going to scroll up here for just a little bit. I'll read this paragraph out loud in just a few minutes here. Let's go like right here. Is that good, Isaiah?
You right there.
Were you the one asking me to scroll up a bit? Is this the point you needed it up to? Once again, if you're watching the video, feel free to pause because I'm going to cut out big sections of video here as my students in class catch up. I know that handwriting's a lot slower than typing. Is it okay if I scroll down to our full second body paragraph?
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys are copying down this second body paragraph here, again, I'm just going to read it aloud just to make sure I didn't make any big mistakes along the way. Furthermore, love that transition. You guys came up with that. The white witch is a symbol for Satan, also known as the devil. Notice the quotation marks in this paragraph. Don't forget those as you're copying down. In the same passage in chapter 4, she says to Edmund, "What would you like best to eat?" Page 36. You do have to include that page number, by the way, so don't forget that as you're drafting. This quote is quite similar to the serpent tempting Eve in the Garden of Eden. In Genesis 3:5, the serpent says, "When you eat of the fruit, your eyes will be opened and you will be like God." The witch, then, is the reason why Edmund needs to be saved. She is a clear picture of the devil himself. That is a nice, concise body paragraph. We're also down to our last couple minutes of class in person, so if you are watching virtually, I would encourage you to pause the video, do any copying you need. Again, online paper as you prepare to finish the essay in our next lesson here. We'll do the same tomorrow. We'll do our last body paragraph and our conclusion, and then hopefully we'll have some time to proofread before we turn our full essays in for a grade. For the sake of people watching this online, everyone say peace.
Oh, yeah?
Later, fam.